Governor Eric Holcomb makes a visit to Muncie today, what he's doing to improve Indiana's infrastructure.
President Biden is working to restore laws weakened by the Trump administration, how these changes will help the environment.
Mask mandates have been lifted across the country, how airlines and rideshare programs are reacting.
And a new building is going up in New York City, what makes this skyscraper different.
And I've got a warm up as well, some precipitation on the way. I'll track all that and more in my full forecast.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching Newslink, Indiana.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Avery Johnson.
And I'm Catherine Segal. Indiana's infrastructure is starting to get attention. Governor Eric Holcomb and INDOT Commissioner Mike Smith met with community members this morning to help start the process.
Newslink Indiana's Tegan O'Mara joins us now to give us insight on the meeting.
Thank you, Catherine and Avery. This morning, I was able to get an inside look on Indiana's plan to improve their infrastructure, thanks to Governor Holcomb, INDOT Commissioner Smith, and the Community Crossings Program. A number of Indiana cities and counties received funds today to aid their infrastructure projects. The time for smooth roads and connecting highways is on its way. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb gave community members more information on their plans.
69 will join 74 and 70 and 80 and 64 and 65 going border to border, and it's connecting literally three countries, a lot of commerce, and Muncie's right in the middle of it all.
Based on a scoring system and location, Muncie was gifted the largest amount of funding at the event. Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour described what he and his team plan to do with the money.
It's about $2.1 million in total cost to do those 26 streets. These are neighborhood streets, so what we call local roads and streets. Of the $2.13 million, this $1 million covers just about half of it.
Governor Holcomb also unveiled why they are choosing to allocate their money towards infrastructure specifically.
We're in this race not just for talent, to attract talent, but people want a high quality of place to live, and they want those local amenities. That starts with the very foundation, our infrastructure.
Holcomb also mentioned that this is just the start. He said next on the agenda is focusing on trails throughout Indiana.
Thank you so much, Tegan. Indiana is opening an immigration court in Indianapolis next year. The court will be located in the Minton Capehart Federal Building in downtown Indianapolis and will take over state cases that were sent to Chicago. The court will conduct immigration court proceedings, appellate reviews, and administrative hearings, and will become an addition to the 68 immigration courts across the country.
Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has a hearing in front of a state judge on Friday. Greene is up for re-election, but groups are pushing to disqualify her from running again. A judge recently ruled that they can continue with their attempts to take her off the ballot. They say that her comments, specifically where she said she was against a peaceful transition of power, incited violence in the January 6 Capitol riots. The disqualification clause in the Constitution says that an official who backs an insurrection is barred from another term. Other representatives are facing similar allegations. President Biden is taking steps to restore environmental laws that were taken away by the Trump administration.
Biden plans to reinstate parts of the National Environmental Policy Act, which will change the way construction projects are done. The law was created in 1970 and requires federal agencies to evaluate the environmental impact of construction projects before they begin. This means that projects such as building highways, water infrastructure, and gas pipelines can't continue until they know it won't have an effect on the environment. Former President Trump got rid of the key provisions of the law, arguing the regulations delayed major infrastructure projects from moving forward. The move was highly criticized by environmental groups.
Recently, the weather has been surprising me. It was snowing yesterday?
I know. I was so upset when I went outside to clear my car off, and I was just shocked that it happened in the middle of April. Oliver, is the snow going to continue, or is that the last we're going to see of it for the season?
Well, we shouldn't be seeing too much snow moving forward, but precipitation is going to be a little bit of a problem within this coming week. But right now we're sitting at 45 degrees here in Muncie, 45 degrees in Indianapolis, general 50s in the southern parts of the state, and almost 40 degrees up there in South Bend. But in Muncie, with those colder temperatures, we are going to be seeing a little bit of a freeze warning, especially in Wayne County. But those colder temperatures should be affecting those lower lying areas. So you might be seeing some frost when you make your way to work tomorrow morning. But looking at our headlines for this evening, we are going to be seeing a warm-up coming with the weekends, maybe 80-degree days, but that will make for a hot and humid one. But the rain chances as well are also going to be increasing as we make our way into next week.
Thank you, Oliver. As the war in Ukraine rages on, morgues around the country are struggling to keep up.
The Russian military has left many dead Ukrainians around the capital city of Kyiv. A forensic expert says around 1/3 of the bodies he deals with have been deliberately murdered. Most of the bodies headed to morgues have been exhumed from temporary graves and are being prepared for their second burial. The fighting has made it difficult for Ukrainians to give family members proper burials.
My sister had to step over her husband's body for 2 weeks. She had to go through it to get to food or water. The room is still covered in blood. She is very bad now, very bad. I don't know how she will live with this loss.
Many other Ukrainians have been struggling to find the bodies of their loved ones. Those actively fighting in the war are forced to look for the bodies they buried because officials have been bringing them to morgues.
It hurts a lot, he says. It hurts a lot, but we don't give up.
Russia has left so much death behind in areas near Kyiv. Some people must wait their turn to grieve. Masks now optional mandates are vanishing nationwide on planes and public transportation after an abrupt federal ruling yesterday. A federal judge struck down the Biden administration's mask mandate, finding it to be, quote, unlawful. A Biden administration official said the order is no longer in effect. While they review the ruling, most major airlines are now relaxing the rules. Rideshare giants Uber and Lyft are also lifting the requirement for drivers and customers. While some rules are being relaxed, areas like Chicago are keeping their masking policies for now. Some experts are still in favor of the mandate.
Because this ruling was made by a judge doesn't mean that suddenly the science has changed.
The Biden administration says it will only appeal the ruling to end the federal travel mask mandate if the CDC believes it's still needed.
Moderna says its first bivalent COVID-19 booster shot candidate is showing promise. Bivalent vaccines stimulate an immune response against 2 different antigens. Officials say it uses the current vaccine paired with new updates that are based on the beta variant. The company says the vaccine induced greater antibody responses against Omicron and other versions of the virus compared to the original booster. Moderna says later this year, a separate bivalent booster candidate with an Omicron-specific vaccine is likely to come out. When the Omicron variant was prominent, the majority of children hospitalized with COVID-19 were unvaccinated. That's according to a new study published from the CDC. The study identified nearly 400 children between 5 to 11 years old were hospitalized between December 19th of 2021 and February 28th of 2022. They found that 87% of the children were unvaccinated and 19% of them were admitted to an intensive care unit. Of the children hospitalized, 30% had no underlying conditions.
And to wrap up your COVID coverage, a new study has found a possible connection between shingles and COVID-19. Researchers studied more than 400,000 adults ages 50 and older who had both viruses. They found that those with mild COVID-19 were 15% more likely to get shingles within 6 months of infection. A more severe COVID-19 infection increased shingles risk by 21%. And researchers believe low immune functioning after COVID-19 could have reactivated the virus that caused both shingles and chickenpox. After the break, we'll see what restaurant is getting new locations soon.
And what Congress is doing with funding for small businesses. Stay with us.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. It may not be a good idea to count on cheaper gas for your summer travels.
Gas prices had been falling slowly over the past several weeks after Russia's invasion into Ukraine sent them spiking last month, but now they're creeping up again. The average price for a gallon of gas bottomed out at $4.07 last week. Experts warn uncertainty in Ukraine and typical price increases seen during the summer driving season could continue to put upward pressure on fuel prices. But they also point out the oil market is volatile and prices can move sharply and quickly in either direction.
It's not a good time to own Netflix stock. Shares of the streaming service tanked in after-hours trading today in the wake of reported negative subscriber growth. Analysts expected Netflix to add about 2.5 million new subscribers in the first quarter of 2022. Instead, it lost 200,000. The company also issued guidance it expects to lose another 2 million during the second quarter. The news caused Netflix shares to lose 25% of their value. The platform currently has just over 220 million subscribers globally. It's going to be a big year for Popeyes. The fast food chain announced today that it plans to open more than 200 new locations in the U.S. and Canada. Most of these new Popeyes will have double drive-thrus and tech improvements for quicker service. Just last year, Popeyes opened 208 new restaurants in what the company officials call a, quote, milestone year.
Verizon is raising its minimum wage for employees. The company announced that it's raising the starting wage to $20 an hour for those in customer service, retail, and inside sales positions. Current employees will have their wage raised to the new rate. Verizon has not said how many employees the pay hike will impact. The company also says other positions in the company will see enhanced compensation and incentives. Congress may take back a big chunk of the COVID relief funds it authorized last year to help small businesses. On the chopping block, $2 billion that hasn't yet been distributed. The funds are part of a larger $10 billion aid package that aimed to help business owners pay for new COVID vaccines, testing, and treatments. They were allocated but never spent, mainly left over from aid programs that have already expired. Some states say the cut in federal funding could severely limit the aid they are able to provide their business owners, especially since they were expecting to receive those resources.
Skyscraper is beginning construction in New York. JP Morgan Chase announced its new global headquarters will be fully powered by renewable energy. Officials say the tower will have net zero operational emissions, partly by using power that comes from a state hydroelectric plant. The building will have other green features to reduce consumption by around 40%. There will also be air filtration systems, indoor greenery, and touchless technology. The skyscraper is scheduled to be completed by 2025.
Now over to a quick look at weather.
Yeah, guys, even though those temperatures are a little bit low right now, we are expecting a little bit of an increase as we go into the next week. All that and more in my full forecast.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid
knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
And banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an effort.
to get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father.
Cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward. Come together
And discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. The time is now 9:16, and we have a clear look over campus right now. After a really chilly and cold day, the sun was out for a little bit. Hopefully, it will continue to warm up. Oliver, what is it looking like?
Yeah, hopefully we are going to be seeing those warmer temperatures as we make our way through this next week. But right now in Muncie, we are sitting around 45 degrees in Indianapolis, and generally 50s across the state, almost 40 degrees up there in Fort Wayne. Looking at our current radar, those clouds are moving to the west, and a little bit of warm air is coming from the east. Oh, sorry, I mixed those up. Also from the west is coming a band of precipitation that should be hitting Muncie around noon tomorrow. Also, this low pressure over Toronto, that's how we got our snow that surprised everybody here on campus on Monday. But tonight we are going to be seeing a low of 35 degrees. Like I said earlier, we are possibly going to be seeing patchy frost as we make our way into the morning hours, but those winds are coming from the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking at tomorrow, we are going to be seeing an increase in temperature as we make our way throughout the day, and that is because of that southeast wind gradually increasing as well as with the temperature. Again, a little bit of precipitation chance as we make our way into the noon hours and around 1. I'm going to be timing all that out in my precision cast, but the main brunt of the precipitation tomorrow is going to be coming in the transition from Wednesday to Thursday. We are going to be seeing a low of about 48 degrees, and those winds coming from the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Now, when could we be expecting this precipitation? Well, during Wednesday, we are going to be seeing mostly cloudy skies until about noon. This little small band of precipitation probably taking out the entire viewing area with a little bit of rain, but then definitely some more wider spread precipitation as we make our way into the early Thursday morning hours. After that band goes through, there are going to be some pockets of showers continuing throughout the day. So if you do have an early class on Thursday, then I might suggest taking an umbrella. But if you do have classes in the afternoon, not to fret. We are going to be seeing some clear skies as we make our way into Thursday afternoon. Now, with all of this rain, it's hard to believe that summer is almost around the corner, but we might also be seeing some 80-degree days as we make our way into next week. But the average of 80-degree plus days in April is 2, and next weekend, we might be seeing those 2 average days coming up here in Muncie. Again, like I said, 82 and 83 on Saturday and Sunday. First, however, Wednesday, 90% chance of showers in the PM. Thursday, about 60% chance of showers, kind of scattered throughout the day. Friday, that chance decreases, but the increase in temperature is definitely something that is very noticeable. An increase in precipitation chances as we make our way past the weekend, but sadly a decrease in temperature on Monday and Tuesday.
Well, I'm definitely not excited to hear about that rain, but am excited about those warmer temperatures. Thank you, Oliver. Now over to Daniel with sports.
Two local high school baseball programs doing battle, and one Ball State squad earning a victory at the last moment. Find out who next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to Newslink, Indiana. I'm Daniel Keene with sports. 2 local foes duked it out on the diamond this afternoon, and Newslink, Indiana's Vinny Materano made his way out to the ballpark.
Cowan baseball is off to a hot start this season with one of their best in recent history, starting with an undefeated conference record to this point.
Last year we had a really good postseason run. I got to semi-state for the first time since 2008. And the fact is, we're proud of that moment, but we don't want to live in it. And the fact is, we're not trying to look at the next game next week or the big opponent on the schedule. We're just trying to focus on winning that next inning or winning that next pitch.
Tonight they were challenged with the Wapahani Raiders, who are 7-1 in a classic David versus Goliath game.
It's a must-win game for us. We got to show them what we're about. They're ranked pretty good in 2A and same conference, and then it'll just put us on the map a little bit more than what we already are.
Although every game carries importance for the Blackhawks, conference games mean a little more, especially against a team like Wapahani.
I think that they all mean something, but conference obviously means more because you can end up winning the conference if you beat every other team in the conference. And that'd be a big accomplishment. It means a lot because it's people that you're mostly around, like some of your buddies playing other teams, and it's a good feeling to know you beat them.
This game isn't just personal for the players. Coach Wells knows exactly what it's like to not only coach, but play against a Brian Dudley-led team.
Of course, Wapahani, this is going to be a huge game for us, and all the players know that. And if they have to get motivated for this one, then something's wrong with it. Yeah, I was also a player against Dudley, and I know how prepared those guys always are. You can never look over them, they're just always going to be prepared, fundamentally sound.
It was a close contest throughout, but Cowan couldn't generate enough offense, only reaching third base once the whole game.
From those moments that caused us not to be victorious, and we tried to, tomorrow at practice, we look at a situation that we weren't really prepared for. We tried to get better at that situation, so if we see it again, we'll be ready for it.
Cowan falls to Wapahani 4-0 in the conference rival showdown, but will look to bounce back against Eastern Hancock in their next matchup. In Muncie, Vinny Materano, Newslink, Indiana.
Keeping things on the diamond, Ball State softball facing off against Western Michigan in a 3-game series today. After struggling all game to generate any offense, the Cardinals heading into the bottom of the 7th inning trailing 3-1. Ball State getting a solo home run from Samantha Jo Motto to cut the lead down to just 1 run. And with a runner on first, senior Faith Hensley blasting a 2-run home run to give the Cardinals a 4-3 victory in dramatic fashion. Tossing things over to the courts, Ball State men's volleyball looking to advance to the championship game of the Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association tournament at home. The Cardinals taking on 4-seeded Lewis in the semifinals after defeating 8-seeded Quincy on Saturday to set up the matchup. The contest is slated to begin tomorrow at 7 p.m. in Worthen Arena. Now, guys, we know Ball State is a volleyball school first and foremost. Will you be heading to the game tomorrow night?
I hope I'll have enough time to catch it. If I do, I will definitely be there to support.
I've been to one before, and it was definitely a lot of fun. So thank you, Daniel.
Now, after the break, we'll take a final look at weather.
And we'll see what's trending. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Can you help me?
I got it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared. So start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Now time for us to take a... This year's Boston Marathon marks a special anniversary for one of the runners.
Val Rogoshevsky has returned to participate 50 years after she was one of the first of 8 women to run the marathon.
Back then, she was living in Minnesota. She traveled to Boston to run the marathon after finishing St. Cloud State University with a degree in physical education. Women did run the marathon before 1972, just not officially. Before that, they hid on the sidelines and joined in the race after it started.
An Iowa man is celebrating a $1 million mistake. Josh Buster of West Burlington bought 5 easy ticket plays for last Friday's Mega Millions lottery. However, the cashier accidentally only printed 1 play from the terminal, then offered to print 4 additional plays on a different ticket. Buster said that move probably changed the numbers he would have originally received, but it resulted in a big win. The 40-year-old chef says he'll likely pay off some bills and put a bunch away for retirement. Well, that is one lucky man. Now over to Oliver for a final look at weather.
Again, we are going to be seeing a warm-up as we make our way through the week. Those 80-degree temperatures hopefully coming our way Saturday and Sunday, but those will also make for a humid weekend going into next week when we should expect a cool down.
That's all tonight for Newslink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow at 9, streaming live on the Newslink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.